Welcome to the kids' table, where the conversation is about fitness, but the maturity level is questionable.
The one and only Gunnar Peterson.
Then you've got Luke Milton, and then there's me.
Weird if you do your own intro. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen Wiederstruck.
So pull up a chair as we talk fitness, the business of fitness, and give a voice to trainers everywhere.
It's informative, it's inspiring, it's where everybody wants to be. This is the kids' table.
Today's episode is powered by YETI and Train Heroic, the go-to platform for the go-to coaches and trainers.
Oh, here we are again.
What's happening, kids?
You know.
I'm not going first.
About?
I don't know, talking.
Sharing? You know what, while you were sleeping, I already ran for an hour, stretched, lifted, trained 2 people. Get on my level.
I did nothing.
Well,
absolutely nothing this morning. I spoke to Jen about how much better she was than me. She tells me daily. I get at least 1-2 messages a day that she's a better person than I am. So we spoke about that this morning in your kitchen.
No, you write me saying that to me.
Yeah, exactly, reinforcing it. And then we had a pretty chill morning actually. So
should we tell him about how sick Zane is?
Oh, trust. I got that call from my wife. She goes, "Your son says." When the minute she says your son, it's like she
like not mine, yours.
Yeah, she's at arm's length from the kid. I said, he's not sick. I go, take his ass to school. And he's lying in the bed going, ah. Then I find out later that he played basketball with Brett in the morning.
Yeah.
So it clearly must have lost. And now it's just bruised ego. And he's
No. The disordered. Mommy, my head hurts. I'm sick. I'm going to lay down. She takes Monroe to school.
It's actually, I'm going to lie down, just if we're getting into the grammar. Because
I'm going to
lay
something down or you lie down.
Then he
pet peeve, channeling my mom.
Got it. No, but thank you. She's here. And then little Zane pokes his head out and sees me, Brett, and Luke sitting in the kitchen chatting. And Luke catches him. He's like, oi, kind of a thing. And then he comes out and starts talking again. And then the basketball tournament ensues.
Right.
So Mr. Sick Kid is like, whoop, and is trying to do the thing.
Yeah.
So so it wasn't bruised ego. It was like, I faked it, and now I'm going to hang out with my boys.
Yeah. We were talking about this. It's not that we haven't done that in and of itself in our own right when we were kids.
No,
I
everyone tries
faked
to fake
the
it.
sick thing. I just had to work harder to get the result. You know what I mean?
Did your folks actually let you stay home?
Very rarely. However, I loved talking about Brett, and we'll introduce Brett as we go. We're going to talk about him a lot because he's a legend. But we were talking about how you had to work a little bit harder for it, like running on the spot to get that body temperature up to at least feign a fever.
No. You rub the thing like that. You rub the thermometer.
Wait.
Yes.
Can we have a black bar? Yeah. Thank you. The entire production studio, the girls just went,
That's right. They know. You rub the thermometer on the couch cushion to create the friction. It elevates the temperature, and then your mom looks at it and she goes, "Oh my God, 115." And you're like, you got to only do a little bit. So I faked sick so many times. I was in public school in Houston. We had football games on Wednesday night. On Thursday, the milkman came. He also delivered ice cream. I was fat. The housekeeper came once a week on Thursdays. My mom was out all day, and we had a German test on Thursdays in school. Perfect day to miss school was Thursday. What? No, terrible.
Okay, keep going.
So I would claim that something happened in the football game, and I was hurt, injured, sick. It was hot, it was cold, it was whatever, and my mom would let me stay home because she had a day to get to. She would bounce out, and I would do the thermometer thing, locked in. So I missed a lot of Thursday.
She never figured it out.
No, of course she probably knew. In retrospect, she knew all along. I think most parents know. Like I know sitting here today that my kid is bullshitting at home. Just take away all the remotes.
It was funny then the trajectory of that as Monroe goes, well, then I'm doing a half day.
Yeah, how does that work?
Oh, no, and Jess said yes. I mean, I don't know if she was just in the moment appeasing her just to get her out the door, but I was just like, man, they got a good thing going here.
But when they go to school, they love it. When they get in the car, that's one of the reasons we like that school, love that school. I say, how was your day? And they go, it was great. They don't say it was good. They don't say fine. They say it was great. So. Yeah. I back that all day.
Yeah, no, it is. It's actually really interesting. It's the opposite of when I was a kid. I had to fight for it, and I was made go to school. And when I was at school, I never forgot how much I hated being at school. Whereas now it's kind of like a distraction to get them there, because you know that they love it and they forget about that they're not wanting to be there as soon as they get there and hang around their friends. So I think it's actually pretty cool, but they got to work for it. What else is news, Jen? Tell us about your dating life.
Okay, how much time do we have?
I'm going to talk. I think I'll wait for Brett to talk about that because he's our communication expert. But
he's actually conflict resolution, so if that helps.
Well, social agility is one of his greatest teaching skills, so I guess that plays in dating. I just was actually thinking, and I don't know if men think this about women. Sometimes I just want like a man to live in my body for a day.
Okay, whoa, hey.
Like that wasn't even on the line.
I think you're canceled for talking about that stuff now.
No, but I'm just on the door, like knocking on the door of my menstrual cycle this week, and
Okay.
No, and I feel like I want a man to understand what happens to my brain. This is like, I was like, I wonder if there are any occasions in a man's life where you're like, I just wish my wife knew what it felt like to be blank or to feel blank. And
we don't feel blank.
Yeah. You know what?
First of all, most men don't want to be as muscular as you. That's usually what I
don't want to be as muscular as me?
I get this.
Yes, they do.
I don't want to be too big.
I literally get stopped all the time by men saying, I wish I had your arms.
Just the arms.
I live in WeHo.
Around me.
Okay, solid.
No, but I'm being somewhat serious. Like I just was like, I get clumsy. I'm forgetful. I'm a little bit, I'm not quite myself. I'm not quite as sharp. And I'm like, I just feel like I want the men in my life to know what this feels like, because I feel like they'd understand me better.
I know we're at risk of losing 2/3 of the audience here by continuing to talk about this, but
all 10 of them are going to leave.
no, only 7.3 of them. But is there something about being around Gunnar and myself that brings this out in you? Is this every time we meet?
I'm going to give everybody a little health lesson in light of Luke's astonishing light bulb here. Every single month, women menstruate.
Wow. Okay.
And since we record every month around a similar time, often my menstrual cycle lines up with how we're filming because it happens every month.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the education. There's just
so much.
But you're acting like you're surprised. Like now, women can sync up, but I think it's just been a coincidence that every month we've been filming as my period.
Yeah.
You know that men also have a cycle too.
Well, that's just what I'm like. Are there parts of your cycle?
Manifests itself differently.
Yeah. Tell me more.
I don't know enough about it. I just know that we have it's that thing where, remember that great haircut company that had the thing that said, you know, when you need to get a haircut, you got to go now. It was, I can't remember the company.
What, like 1924, 25? When did it come out? It was
black and white television. Three channels, 2 on UHF. And you feel like you need to get a haircut. Or your hair just doesn't look right. Or there's parts of your body that just aren't working right. And they say that's the cycle, lunar based or not. I don't know enough about it, but they say this. So sometimes when I feel off, I think to myself, just going through something, just push through it. Unlike you, where I take a day and I talk about it and I lie around in the fetal position and eat fucking bonbons. But whatever. I don't do that.
There was an audible gasp in the room from all the women that were like, he did not just go there.
Just did.
No, I mean, I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud. You're asking what I'm thinking about. I'm like, that's what it is. I'm like, I don't remember
you asking what she was thinking about.
Not
No, you said, what's going on with you, Jen?
Yeah, but I wanted to dig
That's what's
more
going
into
on
dating,
up here. This might be our worst podcast to date, I think.
So far. No, but you've been away, you've been training a lot, and you've been traveling a lot. You've been going back to Chicago a lot. So
I have no
what
memory.
What have you been? You just feel like you're not sort of remember, because the last time we caught up, everyone had sort of been on the back end of a lot of travel. You had a whole heap of stuff going on with Loser.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
I feel like you've gotten back to Jen a little bit. I know you've been getting some family time in.
Yeah, I'm seeing my dad a lot.
Taking a swim in Lake Jen.
Yeah, it was good. I just don't think my life is that interesting to report right now. Lots of time with my dad. I think there's been really good. I think it's really easy to overlook really quality time with the people that know you the best. And there's just nothing that fills your cup like that. Just sitting with my dad, we walked around the lakes by our house. That was really lovely. And a couple of my best friends that are there. I think we've talked about Ty's bar in the basement and sat there and saw them. So it's been really a nice return to simplification and just resetting before this stretch of the holidays. You know what I mean? Now that Wadapalooza and all my training stuff is done, that's kind of come to a different baseline, which is nice. Instead of 5 days of working out a week, I'm probably at 3 again and feel great. But Yeah, nothing too thrilling, but I think that's kind of nice. I don't have a lot to report.
I feel like this year has just gone away. Someone reminded me the other day that we're X amount of days out from Christmas, and I'm like, I've always had this theory, once you hit October, the rest of the year, especially in America, is a blur, because you go into holiday season, celebration season, you have, a million different, and I love this about America, but everything's commercialized, right? So you have 3 different Halloween parties, then we go into like a Thanksgiving, which in my opinion is the greatest holiday ever, and then you start to go into Christmas and all of those other things. I love Thanksgiving, Gunnar. That's faces.
You can.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it the greatest holiday
in
ever.
my opinion, the greatest
what kind
holiday
of
ever.
It's my favorite
sweeping
one.
ass statement is that?
I'll tell you why. Because it's not connected to any religious holdings. It's not that I've got anything against that. Go nuts. But
You are painting yourself right into a corner.
No, it's not connected to that. It's not connected to material gifts, and the pressures that a lot of families feel around the Christmas holidays and celebrating. All that sort of thing has actually been, associated with what's the best present you got, and not everyone's in the position to be able to compete at that level. So I think that Christmas can actually be a little bit stressful for a lot of people instead of a celebration. And I just genuinely, I didn't grow up in Australia with a Thanksgiving celebration, and I do understand the history of the Pilgrims and all that sort of stuff. However, bringing families together for a meal and getting together,
Food, football,
I love
family.
It. Yeah, I love
That's
it.
it.
I think it's great.
Coaching back-to-back sessions, the YETI Rambler with the Chug Cap is leak-proof, and it keeps ice alive all day, and it's so light and it's durable. Anyway, this bottle trains as hard as you do. Get yours at YETI.com. Get in, get out, get going. Or it should be yet in, yet out, yet going. I had a guy this morning I worked with, and he's on the cusp of, I say this because when I see it coming, I think I've been around long enough that I know it's gonna happen, and I want to go, dude, skip to the end. His relationship is teetering, and he goes, I feel like I should just maybe get out before the holidays so I don't have to waste money on a present.
I mean, yes.
And I thought, I knew a kid from high school who told me he did that. Back in the 90s, and I was dying laughing because that's just a strange approach to romance. Like, if you're weighing it out.
Well, I think if you any kind of measurement like that in a relationship tells you all you need to know about letting it go. Like, if I'm more worried about the money I'm going to spend on a present, I should probably be honest with this person.
Well, that means you value that relationship at the dollar amount that you calculated on spending on the present, and now you're like, it's not really worth that amount.
I mean, it's funny, but it's actually not a bad litmus.
That is super. That's like LA.
It means
that's LA level shallow.
Well, but to me, I mean, is it the actual present that he's talking about, or is the time that he's got to invest? Is it really everything else? Like, I think it's everything that surrounds the present. That's not just the dollar amount. You know what I mean? I mean, this is short talk in the gym. It's like, does the money matter? Probably to a degree, but it's everything else around it. Like, if you already know it's ending, if you already know I'm looking for an exit strategy, why would you go through the holiday time and let someone think that this relationship's getting more connected, narrowing in on something special? You know what I mean?
So not the right time for a parting gift?
Have either of you been broken up with around a circumstance like that?
Well, if you found it out later, can you imagine how bad you feel about yourself? It's not that he didn't love me. It's not that he met someone else. It's not that he didn't have time in his schedule. It's that he didn't want to spend fill in the blank on a pair of shoes for me. My value is now in his mind equal to
Pair of sneakers. Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Talk about just shooting your self-worth in the foot. Like, that hurts.
Or I look at that, I'm like, oh, thank God, now I know. Like, I just love knowing when I'm on the other side. I've gone through breakups with somebody, and then I find out the truth about the breakup or their behavior during the relationship. And I'm just like, I thank my lucky stars. I'm like, thank God I got out of that.
Give us an example.
The last guy I was dating was cheating on me the entire time, and I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
And I remember at the departure, I thought...
With other women?
With other women. Yeah, no. Hey, well, either way, it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to see it.
Trying to see it. Luke, Sean. But to me, I remember in the breakup, like, it's a bummer when things don't work out. And then you kind of, there's always a period of like longing, and you're going to the holidays. And when I found out what was going on, I was like, oh, thank goodness. You know what I mean? Like, you just...
Had he met the family?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He had just, I know.
The funny thing is, then you circle back with the parents, and your parents like, yeah, we could have told you.
Why didn't you though? Please tell me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that with my mom once.
Oh, really?
Coming out of college, and she came. I had moved down to New Orleans, and the whole thing had ended in a ball of fire. And we were sitting at this place, and I was with my best friend at the time, Brady King, who's an attorney in Monroe, Louisiana, just the greatest dude. And we were sitting there having a margarita, and my mom was not much of a drinker, but if she had a couple, then she would start to wind up, and she was just so damn funny. And she looked at me and she just goes, I never liked her. And I go, what? I've been in this. I was in it. And she just laid it out. And I thought, you could have put yourself, fired a shot, Mom.
Put yourself in her shoes. Don't you want your child to find their way and figure things out and have the chance to kind of like go through the relationship?
Yeah, but if I see a train coming, I'm going to go, oh, sweetheart, see that? Get out,
Was she
get out of
right?
the way. Oh,
Was it a train?
It turned into one, and I'm sure I played a part. I don't remember what it was, but whatever part I played in it, fine. But she didn't tell me, like, if she had seen me going through it for long enough, she could have said something like, sweetheart, just so you know, that's going to end bad. Bounce now. Cut your losses. Don't get the Christmas gift.
My mum was the opposite. So it'd be like, she'd be a bitch to them.
No way.
In it. And then when it ended, she'd be like, oh my God, I really liked that girl. Why didn't you do that? I'm like, are you kidding me? You're half the reason why this didn't work out. I remember my first serious relationship, and it's been that long now, I can probably say the name. I mean, it was Holly, her name was. And we were kind of like, we'd known each other when we were kids, but then it wasn't until we were like 18, 19 where we actually got together. And her parents were great and stuff like that. And I remember there was a time where she honked the horn out the front when she was picking me up.
Is that a euphemism?
Is that what do Americans say? Honk?
I think
The beep.
I think we say blowjob. I could be wrong.
That's why Mum didn't like her. No, but it was like, and it was one thing. My mum had known this girl for like 12 years, 15 years, knew her parents. She goes, I really don't like that. I'm like, Mum, come on, man. Like, you know. Anyway, long story short, we ended up dating for like 2 years or something like that, break up. And then for 2 or 3 years after it, Mum's like, oh, Holly was better than this one. Holly's better than that one. Whatever happened to Holly? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's hilarious. Anyway, probably getting too personal on a podcast.
Well, it's just kind of funny.
I didn't know that Holly was in the fourth chair
I sent you guys a bunch of Yeti shot glasses and flasks as my going away gift. Or your going away gift.
Oh, so you're breaking
up with you. I thought they're perfect stocking stuffers. And then Gunnar was like, wait, I can't reach. Luke, grab the shot glasses.
Jen's doing her own podcast.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's called like the Menstrual Cycles.
Well, Luke asked me what was on my mind, and I was like, well, I'm going to tell him. And you actually guys still never answered my question, but you were like, these are the Yeti shot glass things, and you were saying that this is going to be your shot glass?
Fine. Yeah.
And so if you're not watching this and listening, so you've got 4 shot glasses that fit into a shot glass storage. Gunnar's is the storage, and then ours are the little ones.
Luke has clearly been listening back to our podcast and realized we're not being descriptive enough when things happen on the podcast. Yep. And someone that's listening versus watching our YouTube channel, they might be a little confused. Luke,
you're welcome, Jen.
Look at you, bud.
Little safety blanket there.
Really nice.
Shout out to Yeti. I actually started to use my flask the other day when I came to reality of my life, so I filled it up and just drank the whole thing.
Well, now that we're outing all this with Yeti, thanks, because I actually didn't pay anything for these, so it cost you $0. Cost me $0 to get you out of my life.
Wow. Christmas.
It's fine.
I think it's super cool. They are inclusive, and the only reason I offered to take the bigger one is because that means we get a 4th person to join us.
Or fit. Aren't there 4 shot glasses in there?
Yeah. 4
so
shot
5
glasses, and then 5. So the more the merrier.
Has everyone's alcohol consumption gone up leading into the holidays? Do you feel like you've actually had a natural thing?
I'm actually, it's funny you brought it up. With the travel, I think comes more dinners, more fun, and I like to cocktail when I'm with people I love. I just think it's a fun thing. It's not about getting drunk. It's just being part of like the ceremony of friendship. And I have felt like, and we talked about this, Luke, it was I'm in a bit of a runaway train with alcohol lately. Like I find myself, after that Training Mate Encino opening, I was like, it was a big day and there was a little like after party for people. And I drank so much tequila that night, trying to kind of like, first get my energy up, and then I was having fun with Damon and the guys, and then before you know it, it's like I was just wasted. And I just feel like my consumption was going down. And now I just feel like when it comes to hard alcohol, like I've just been, I don't have it's not that I don't want to say I have a problem, but I don't have quite a handle on it. And I've given up hard alcohol for the rest of the year is kind of what my self-check is about right now.
I would love to hear from people because you and I talk a lot about this and we're in our 40s and, sort of train and...
Gunnar, stop making faces. What?
I mean, you just killed the room. Just way to bring everybody down.
No, but I've actually heard
oh my
this.
God,
I've heard this from 3 or 4
all
different
the people. Well, come to a meeting, Jen. Let's hang out. And you're going to get all the...
Well,
the people to push you to quit. Nothing wrong with quitting if you're a quitter. And I mean, I'm just saying. If you have a problem, that's a thing, and that's a super real thing.
Yeah, but I just think, like having a problem and knowing when you're really being disconnected to a volume of drinking, you know what I mean? I just for me, I'm like, oh, I want to tighten it up. It's the way I see people snacking too much or eating out too much. It's the way I'm like, oh, I just want to tighten it up. I want to be aware of what I'm putting in my body, and that includes alcohol. And I don't think it's a silly thing to look at. And I also don't think it has to represent that I have a bigger problem. I just I gotta take a look at that, because part of it too, Gunnar, is for me, drinking gives me energy. I'm one of those people that I feel energized. I stay up longer. Oh, let's just pour one more. And to me, to have a drink in my hand means the party gets to keep going. I know some other people, if they have one or two, they're like, oh my God, I get tired. I don't feel that good. And I'm like, oh, I need to just pay attention to that, because I'm great at drinking and I can recover and be ready to go the next day. And that actually for me means I want to be a little bit more thoughtful with my boundary.
I've just noticed it, just noticed more
still
people.
Still a buzzkill? He's still looking at
Way
me
to
funny.
inject responsibility into a fun podcast.
Oh.
Well, we started off with Menstrual Cycle, so I think we're going up from here. But no, I have. I've noticed more people than ever talk to me about the getting off alcohol for a little bit of time or an extended period of time. And I've just never really heard that before. I know we've always had dry January, but I feel like this is a thing that's really starting to take a hold and become a trend.
But there's also Sober October and Dry January.
So I didn't know about Sober October.
We've already given you guys 2 months.
Well, no, but I'd not heard about Sober October until this year.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was talking to a couple of my mates that are in the hospitality industry, and they're like, yeah, alcohol consumption across the hospitality, across these restaurant groups are down 28 to 32%. And I'm like, oh, wow, is this a generational thing? But I've noticed people our age who were the biggest drinkers, in my opinion, over the past 5 years, start to be like, hey, I'm taking a break from it. I'm taking a week off. I'm taking a month off. I'm just seeing if you guys have noticed the same trend.
Yeah, but I think that's don't you think that's age group sensitive?
I don't know. That's what
all
I'm
my
asking
friends
for.
are drinking less just because I think they've got more responsibility. The kids wake up no matter how hungover you are or not. You know what I mean? Early.
But 20
or they are.
20 Yeah, but 20s and 30s now are the lowest drinking generation.
I saw that. I think it said that alcohol used to be, I'm going to get the numbers wrong, but it was 3 point something billion, and now it's down to 1 billion, whatever. I sent it to my kids and I go, step up. Swear.
I feel like moving to America, I learned how to drink. I know Australians get this whole Australians drink beer and wine. Americans drink straight moonshine, freaking alcohol.
You're in Tennessee, son.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Did I tell you a story of my dad when he ordered a Jack and Coke, an accident?
But tell everyone.
So this will be a more fun story. Yeah. My dad and I go to a bar. We're waiting for the rest of my family. And I just got a beer. And he goes, I'll just get a Jack, light rocks. And I think the bartender was moving quick and just heard Jack and Coke. And so he gets the Jack, what he thinks is in light rocks. And we cheers. He takes a sip, and he spits it all out over the counter. And I was like, oh my God. So I kind of hit my dad's back a little. I'm like, you all right? He goes, there's Coke in here. And he was just so offended by the Coca-Cola in his glass of whiskey. And that's Americans. Or my buddy Ty, who I always rave about, he'll have moonshine and he'll chug as much as he can. He's like, okay, you go as far as you can go now. And I'm like, Tynan. No, and by the way, this was 2 years ago. It's not like it was in college. We go hard. We have fun, but man, we go hard.
But and I think this is, I like that this started off just all over the place and now we're zeroing in on something.
Me too.
That was part of the reason that I thought there should be a podcast like this, because you do go hard, but you also go hard in the gym. You also go hard with your travel schedule. You also go hard with your work booking schedule, meaning not just when you're in the gym for your own workouts, but you will book people back to back to back and then fly somewhere and do X number of episodes of a podcast and then fly out and go back to back to back right when you land, and then go out 3 nights in a row and then not for a week. So to me, there's a way. People say, well, you have no balance. That is the balance.
Me too. Yeah, I agree.
That is the balance. And you say, wow, it's all dictated by FOMO. You just don't want to. Whatever it is, to me, it comes back to, I want to wring every drop out of the sponge of life. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to do. Do I not want to miss something? Yeah, if you want to frame it like that. I just want to get a great workout, have a great party, have great time with my wife, have great time with my kids, connect with my friends, stay in touch with the people who are on the bubble. So I do want to go hard. And if somebody wants to have a drink, cool. And if somebody wants to have some chocolate, great. And if it's just egg whites and lukewarm water, I'm down with that too. I think just max out everything. Who was that? Is that Andy Frisello has a max out? No, it's Ed Milet has a max out podcast. Right?
I really like him, by the way. I've been listening to him lately. He's a smart guy.
He has a
Ed
great
Milet,
episode
like
with me. But his whole approach to life
Can we
is
put that in the show notes, please, Michaela? Thanks. If you're a trainer looking to level up, grow your business, and actually connect with your clients, Train Heroic is the game changer that you need. I used it for years, and it was the first tech my clients actually enjoyed using. They showed up, logged the work, and I could coach them through every rep. Trusted by top coaches since 2012, plans start at just $10 a month. And you get your first 14 days for free. So head to trainheroic.com/the kids table to start your free trial now.
But Ed Milet's whole thing is max out.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that approach. Everything, max out.
I just feel like I remember personally. I remember feelings and sensation over exact things that were said. Wipe that face off your head, Luke, right now. What are you smirking about?
Don't open your mouth when you talk to me.
No, but most of the times when we're in here doing this, I remember laughing a lot. I remember feeling better, and that's like those are the core tenets of what I care about. But I want to laugh. I want to feel better. I always learn something, that's it.
But that's what they say. They don't remember. They won't remember what you said. They'll remember how you made them feel. Right. And I think I will look, whether the people watching and listening do or not, that's another question, and that's probably case by case basis. But for me, I feel the same way. Yeah. I walk out, people go, "How was it? What you guys talk about?" I go, "I don't know, but we had a great time."
I had a great time.
Well, case in point of how this show, and I know the trajectory of how it came about over the past few months, but even the early days when we would sit at your house in Beverly Hills and get absolutely hammered, and I'm not condoning that go and get hammered, but that's how I learned about tequila, because you guys got me into tequila, and we were there. And to reinforce the point you're making about squeezing that sponge and getting everything out of it, I remember, because you would come off like days where you'd been up at 4 a.m, and Jen and I were sitting around having drinks in your living room, and you were falling asleep, but you'd be straight back up because you just didn't want to miss the next conversation.
And some people say to me, "Oh, you pass out." I go, "I didn't pass out, asshole. I've been awake for." I'm like, "I didn't pass out. I've been awake for 21 hours."
Yes,
I was up. I trained. I saw 11 people. I came back. I took my kid to this. I did that. I had dinner with my wife. You guys came over, and I want to get all the drops out, so I don't want to miss anything.
But the friendship forged around those nights and around like the vulnerability of the late night authenticity of like just being 3 mates that hung out together. And exactly to your point, Gunnar, I love that you just said that. I don't know what we spoke about, but I remember that night like it was yesterday, and it's got such a deep part of my soul.
I have a video. I literally have a video.
All right, chill with that.
I'll send you. It's me taking a selfie video, and Gunnar is turned like this, and it looks like you're grabbing his dick, and we're sending it to a friend. No, it just was just stupid. It was like, oh, maybe we can make it look like you're touching his penis. Like it was just like so silly. And then finally, we had to get out. It was a Friday night. Like partying on Fridays is very tough because we've all had the work week, the early start. We're going late, and then I was like, I think I was living in the Valley. So on the way home, Luke's like, let's just stop and say hi to Carrie really quick. I was like, oh my God, I've never met your wife. Let's do it. So she's having this peaceful night. She's got Riley tucked in bed. She's home watching Sex and the City. us two drunk assholes come home. I'm like, here. And she's like, what? And I'm like massaging her shoulders. Wasn't her shoulder hurting her or something?
I think that you diagnosed her as having
yeah, Dr.
tight shoulders.
I was like, let me get in there.
Yeah,
it was like a party bus that didn't stop, didn't end. And it was so much fun. But it's like what cemented a lot of those friendships at that stage, which is why we're here now.
Well, and this is what I'm sort of talking about. And I know we're going to go off on a tangent here, but like the social health aspect of it is just as important to me, if not more important than the physical health and all the other things that get the headlines and get the attention. I really do believe that it's in these moments that we're not expecting to forge the depth of these relationships in which the depth of these relationships actually form themselves. And it's not that, you know what, we could have done the traditional thing, right? Go to Gunnar's house, have salmon, have a drink and leave, or go our own ways. And we would have missed out on so much. I remember sitting around that living room having so much fun drinking tequila. Then I remember going back to the house, because my house, for context for everyone listening, was in between Gunnar's house and Jen's house at the time. And so we stopped there and then we sat out on the deck and we just sat up till all hours of the morning being idiots, but it was really, really fun.
I think that's why I like drinking. Oh, you had a thought in mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, so that was part of the root of this. And I've always found it interesting when people go, you know, how can you have a drink, or how can you eat that cake, or how can you're in fitness, whatever. And I go, yeah, but you find balance. And it doesn't mean doing too much of any of it. And this is the same, like, I'm not a drugs guy, I'm not a gamble guy, I'm not a golf guy, but anybody who gambles on games, anybody who likes to gamble with their buddies and go to Vegas, or anybody who smokes weed or does edibles or vapes or whatever your thing is, I'm not saying there's not place for, I won't say anything, but I think there's a place for a lot of things in a balanced life. And I think there are certain people in fitness who say that it's blasphemy to say those things if you're up the food chain or you've been in it for a long time, that it looks irresponsible and you're setting a bad example. And I think it's the other way around. I think you're setting an example that you can find balance, you can have a full, complicated, intricate life and enjoy certain things that people would not normally associate with fitness or a fitness pro. Or
where do you think we started to go wrong? Like, you have an advantage point because you're 35 plus years into the industry. Now I'm thinking, when did people start getting, I want to say, dishonest about their behavior to make themselves look better?
When everything went public.
Yep.
What does that mean,
I'm not going to
though?
say social media because it
was only
predated that. There was television and magazines. If you start to become the person who is quoted and quotable, and the person who's put up as the poster child or as the face of, then all of a sudden you have to toe a certain line because you're representing an industry or you're representing a lifestyle. And if they find that you are not all things that line up with that lifestyle, it looks disingenuous or dishonest, even worse. And you want to go, no, hold on. I said I work out. I said I try to eat the right things based on, current knowledge, what's out there. Like, certain things that were put out there as health things have now been dispelled and are not. So if you're not doing all those things, then for whatever reason, you were not valid in the space. But once that became public, you had to start watching what you do.
Or being less, not volunteering the information around the other habits.
Right, but then you become secretive, you become Tommy Two Lives, and you're doing stuff at home only. And then that becomes, to me, then whether you've been forced, I'm not a big victim guy, but you've been either forced to, or you've decided to be private with it only, which now makes it dishonest.
I agree 100%. And there's an attraction in authenticity. And I actually think that that's the whole point of what we're doing here, right? Actually shedding the light. By no means are we saying you should just go out and get drunk every night. That's not what it is. But I think that what you just said there, Gunnar, is so important for everyone to understand, that the reality of life and the reality at certain levels is not always what people perceive it to be. And I just think that, because I remember when Gunnar and I were on the show Revenge Body, and when we're on there, I was always like, I just want to make sure that they know that I have beers after. I'm never going to be the guy that you're going to photograph with the hamburger and go, "Ooh, gotcha," because that's not what I was about.
Do you remember when I did the what do we call a screening party, or
at your house,
viewing party?
Yep.
You weren't invited because you weren't on the show. you were on your own show. We were just minions on someone else's show. So we understand the hierarchy. But I invited everybody over to the house. I invited all the trainers. And I had some people like, why would you invite? Because we've all been in this siloed in our own training world to be fun to come together. And I had the producer come over and Chloe called in and it was a whole thing. And some of the people socially were so confused, right? They like, and I'm like,
but out of their own personal decision making, or out of their ability to feel like they had permission to be themselves.
You'll have to ask them,
Yeah.
but some of them didn't want to be who I knew I was going to be because I'm just going to always be the one thing that I know how to be.
We're going to praise you a little bit more here because we've done this on other shows where we've said you've opened the doors for a lot of people, but that door as a metaphor can be taken as so many things. And I think that what you just did there, your authenticity to yourself gives permission for other people like me, to be quite honest, to be authentically myself.
I
Now,
agree.
I always was, but you gave it permission at a higher level. And I actually thank you for that, and to put my hand on your leg as I say that. But thank you for doing that, because this is one of the things that's really important for people to take away. Don't think that people at a certain level are perfect and have all of their eyes.
But that is perfect.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but what the public perception of that is in this industry. Because for me, I know that's one of the real reasons I want to be on this podcast and I want to give a voice, because relatability and likability are two of the most important things that you can do. And guess what's not relatable? Someone who has boiled chicken and steamed broccoli every single night.
The dude who
but
comes
here's
in
where-
with the distilled water gallon jug, like right when he walks in, I'm like, flag on the play, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's where I'm going to argue, and we kind of have to wrap this up, by the way. I think the boiled chicken and the distilled water is almost like, the security blanket they need at certain stages in their career. I think there are things that I used to do, or things that I used to focus on to help me feel like I belonged or I was doing the right things. And I think over time that can you start to realize, oh, I don't need the boiled chicken. Oh, I don't need the jug of water. Gunnar actually likes me no matter what. And one of your best friends, Dr. Golia, like he was like Mr. fucking salmon, perfect food eating, whatever, for years, and you loved him, and now he fucking eats whatever he wants and you still love him. So the reality is like, do your boiled chicken or eat fucking pizza, but just make sure you're choosing what you need to do. Like I just think there's a lot of like, if you do this, you suck. If you don't, you suck. You got to be cool. And if you're not drinking, you're not cool. Don't drink, do drink, but like do what you want to do.
But if you're boiled chicken and distilled water on your own, and then you come and you're that, I get it. You're that guy. I got you.
Yeah.
But if you're at home, doing rails and slamming shots, and then you come to my house with your water, I'm going to call you out.
But this is where I have empathy, because I'm like, well, maybe they're like, oh my gosh, I was just invited to Gunnar Peterson's house.
Stop.
I know, but you can't see yourself. I can see you though. Like, I remember how nervous I was to be invited when you included me. I wanted to make a good impression on you. I wanted you to like me. I wanted you to take me seriously. And so if I show up and maybe I get too drunk at your house, you're like, oh, Jen, what a fucking nightmare she is, huh? Like, I want to put, even though it's a fun time, and that would actually nothing would honor you more than if I got drunk at your house and fell over.
The fact that I would invite somebody over means I already like them. Number one, this is what I've done when I've trained however many women I've worked with for their weddings. Mm-hmm. And they're freaking out. And I go, he asked you to marry you at this weight. He already loves you.
Yeah.
Whatever else happens. And for the photos, you're already beautiful. You're a glowing bride. You're in your hair and makeup, and you're in a gown. You're already beautiful. This is just extra. So don't stress it. So to me, you're already invited to the house. You don't have to come and put on some act to deserve it. So
but that's going back to Luke's point, is that I think that you are one of the first people in the industry for us that said, no, it's okay. You can have these things. You can drink. You can have the ice cream. Like you normalized the fun, and you normalized like.
Remember when we had that day where you guys came over? And it was, who was it? You?
Yeah, and we did, yeah.
Yeah, Ben Bruno, Harley, Magnus. And I had ordered those shirts. I saw that.
Earn your booze.
I saw that company, Earn Your Booze, online.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. He's a great guy. But I didn't know him. I just ordered the shirts because I thought it was such a funny saying, Earn Your Booze, because it's kind of like, and now he changed it. I think it's called Earn Everything. So I like what he's about.
Yeah.
But it's like,
earn it all.
Earn it. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. If you earn it, then spend it as you will, as you wish, right?
Spend it. Oh, I like it.
Well, I want to, and I know you want to wrap up, but I want to expand on what you're saying, because it's not just the exposure to people at a certain level doing certain things. I think it gives longevity in this industry. I think that when we're not authentically ourselves, and when it's just boiled chicken and the steamed broccoli, that's why the average lifespan of a trainer is 2.5 years or something.
Is it really?
Is that what it is?
It's even worse than that. Yeah, it might be even worse than that now. It might be under 12 months. Don't quote me on that for everyone that's going to jump on you.
That's less than NBA and NFL career.
Exactly. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, because it's not considered as a career. But I genuinely believe this, that if you think of it like this as not the thing that's not sustainable, because I absolutely agree with what both you are saying, but I just think that, and again, of course, the grilled chicken and the broccoli is a metaphor, but if you are that guy, you end up in a syringe in a back alley somewhere, man. Like, there's no balance in your life. Another word that Gunnar loves. But I just think that we need to give permission to go out there and be your whole self and authentically yourself, because then that gives you permission to have a career and not just a flash in the pan moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's have a drink.
Guys, I'm retiring from the fitness industry.
All right.
I like it. Spend it all. Earn it all. Spend it all.
You always have a seat at the kids' table.
Well, that's it. That's the show. You're welcome. And we're sorry.
Don't forget to hydrate, lift heavy, and maybe call your mum. Actually, after listening to the three of us, maybe call the priest.
Please like and subscribe and comment, even if you only mildly enjoyed yourself. We'll see you next week.